The sun is of no constellation when guiding stars have lost their light. My heart has poured its foundation atop a Himalayan height.
Bering Bridge, Northwest Passage, Banks Island, Lilyhammer, Banks Island, Greenland, 2 North Pole expeditions, and Denali, so probably 8, maybe more, but I'm not going to count a couple things. I've said a couple times during my expeditions that I was gonna put in the towel and retire and not do it again, and usually that's right after I just about get killed. After all that passes, soon you forget the hardships that you've been through and really relish on the experiences you've had, and that's what keeps me going. When we're on these expeditions, we do feel more alive than when we're at home. It's like purging yourself of all those attachments that you have in society and then blending in with your environment. When we get to the end of the road and we got our bucket list, we're kind of too old to be doing them, or we don't even get to that bucket list. Put the bucket away and just try to do, because life is short. What we were trying to attempt in Greenland was to be the first to circumnavigate Greenland all non-motorized by dog team and kayak, 3,000 plus miles around the north by dogs, and 3,000 plus miles around the south by kayak.
Enough to know hell doesn't seem so far below.
It had never been done before, not even by the Inuit who lived there or by ice-breaking ship. And one of the reasons it's never been circumnavigated before is because that whole island is locked in sea ice.
Give my ashes to the mountain peaks, bury my roots where the forest trees, but keep me out of Babylon. Yes, just keep me out of Babylon.
The experience I have whether they're polar expeditions or mountaineering expeditions, is much more valuable and much more intimate when you can share those experiences with somebody else.
That's it, good dogs, hop, hop, hop.
I stood up against a crippled wall. There awaits an empire's fall. And I've listened close to the ruins of time. My fortune tellers,
One of the interesting
they
things
hand
about entering a village either by kayak or by dog team is you automatically gain respect from the Inuit people because you didn't fly in there on a snowmobile or an airplane or a helicopter. You came using the methods that they've used for 1,000 years.
We've been getting a lot of emails from school children all around the world, and part of our expedition is the educational program. I have a question here from a school group in Minnesota at a town called Rockford, and the question is, would it be possible for you to dog sled the northern portion during the summer, or would it be too mushy? Well, that's a good question because the northern part of Greenland does get slushy in the summer, but there's still a lot of ice there, so it's probably not possible to dog sledge or travel by kayak. So that's what I'll send back to Ben.
Hello.
Any insight that you can get from the Inuit people when traveling in those kind of areas is so valuable. I absorbed all that even in my early days when I first started traveling. My main interest was traveling and living with the polar Eskimos in the northwest part of Greenland. They still lived probably the most traditional lifestyle of all the Inuit people. They did everything by dog team or by kayak, and these villages that we visited in the northwest part of Greenland, Kanak, Kekadet, Sirapluk, the northernmost people in the world, would be something we could really learn about. How they adapt to 5 months of no sun in the wintertime, how is climate change affecting their culture, and just live and travel with them in their everyday life, and that's what we did.
Wow.
Yeah. 60 win.
Yeah.
Up in the Kanak district in the villages of Sirapluk, they have purposely not allowed snowmobiles or ATVs in those communities because if they allow that, then the dog sled will go away. And they want to retain those traditions because gas is expensive, it's stinky. They don't want to have to walk back to the village, having the snowmobile quit 50 miles from town. It's the basics. It's living simply.
See you later, guys. Thanks for a good life. Yeah, see you later, buddy.
I'm going away, baby, won't be long.
I live a really simple lifestyle outside of my expeditions because those can get logistically complicated. But my lifestyle, I drive a little car, I got a little bitty house, and I bike most everywhere. But it frees me up for being able to go explore. I don't want to be tied down with a mortgage or with car payments or that kind of thing. So I couldn't travel when I wanted to. I know everybody can't be in that exact same boat, but I think we can all live with a little bit less stuff.
So it can't be satisfied. I believe I'll hop on a train and ride. I believe I'll hop a train and ride. I miss my mama from lying by my side. I got Cadillac ways and some super ideas. Still can't see what brought me here. I just can't see what brought me here. Must have been that new Kansas City pier.
Part of this coast between Scoresby Sound and Amos Lake is called the Blosseville coastline, and basically it's a very steep coastline of 2,000 to 3,000 foot peaks all the way along the perimeter of the coast, and it's very difficult to find a place to camp. As you can see here, we're camped up on a series of ledge rock. If a storm kicks up, it's very hard to get up onto these rocks for safety. So you got to plan each day to make sure that you can make it to a possible area where you can camp.
We're pretty beat. We've been living on about 4 or 5 hours sleep a day and trying to rest during the sunny time of the day and traveling at night when there's less wind.
My mother's barbecued ribs and a Caesar salad. Well, I'm also craving a bath. They stink. Here we are at Cape Raven in East Greenland. We're stuck again due to the pack ice. This is day, did I say it was day 16? It's day 16. We're at Cape Raven. We climbed the hill here by camp, and for as far as the eye can see is just consolidated pack ice. With no open water between it for us to paddle. So we may tomorrow have to man-haul over these flows for the next, well, it could be as little as 6 miles, it could be as much as 12 miles. So we're a little disappointed, and hopefully we can get to our depot, which is about 90 miles away before the food runs out. We have about 7 days worth of food, 6.5 to be exact.
When you're on these expeditions and things get tough, you automatically, your brain goes back to family and friends going, oh, I wish I would have spent more time with my son, or I wish I would have spent more time with my good friend. We're all getting older. So you always have those thoughts of not doing enough or being there at certain occasions like birthdays or holidays because you're stuck in a tent in the middle of Siberia somewhere.
This pack ice is tight, so
climate change really hit home for me was two separate times for me on expeditions. The first time was when we were kayaking around a section of the East Coast, and I looked on my map, and there was two big glacial tongues that were sticking out in the ocean. I looked at John, I said, gee, I wonder how we're going to be able to kayak around these. They're going way out in the ocean. It's going to be quite dangerous. So when we got up to those ice tongues,
How those people managed
they weren't there. We got around the corner and they were missing. And we paddled a little further. I looked at my map. Yep, they're right here. I looked, and these glaciers had receded a mile inland already. So that was a real awakening for me. Okay, John, we're recording. What's been going on in the last few days here?
Well, we've been stuck here in South Greenland on the coast, waiting for the weather to get better. It looks like it could be starting to get better, but we've had some really big storms come through.
We've been in Greenland about a year and a half now, and been sleeping in tents for about 150 days. And so we're both anxious to get going, get home and stuff. It's been a long expedition, and now that we're getting lots of this stuff, it's not very pleasant, as you can imagine.
It's been pretty frustrating being delayed down here. We've had about 10 days delay since we left Prince Christian Sound.
We'll have done about 4,800 kilometers, or about 3,000 miles of the coastline of Greenland, both by kayak and by dog team. So we're happy with our accomplishments, although I'm sure in the next few days it will start to sink in the significance of our expedition, and we're just glad we can share some of this project with the kids that have been following the expedition through the internet and through our educational program. Well, right now it's kind of hypothermic out here.
The Sealic's just around the corner, about a 45-minute, half an hour paddle. It's been 5 years of hard work. We conceived it in 1995, actually started it in 97. It's now 2001, and we're just about, we're half an hour from finishing it. It was a big reward for me to be able to travel around Greenland and have this bloke stick with me for the whole 5 years.
We've done well together, complement each other quite well. Both stubborn, hard-headed bastards.
There was enough experiences on this trip to last 10 lifetimes, so I would never have to do another one as long as I lived, and I'd have stories to tell the grandchildren for quite some time.
Well, great to be here, great to be part of it, great to be with you, Lonnie. Excellent trip. Time to have a beer when we get to town, eh?
Well, this is going to get me busy.
Cheers, mate.
It's a long way down, it's one way road. You can do as they say, you can do what you're told. You won't get nowhere standing in line, but you'll get yours once you step outside.
Starting when, right now?
Yeah.
I'm not acting. I'm just filling this thermos. Let me get a close up of that. Oh, nice. Okay.
So now I come in with my paddle and I try to get right underneath that layer so I have a definite volume in there, and then I take my measurement and we're at, it looks like roughly 680. And I've also drilled a couple holes in the side. So I just take my gram scale here, 232 for 680. And then I take that 2 other times.
What's the short-legged guy gonna do?
Piece of cake.
What'd you say?
I said no personal questions. That's what you're thinking.
What, like, did you brush your teeth today, or?
I didn't brush my teeth today. I did brush them last night. So I got that done for the week. And I changed
your underwear,
my underwear, I think it was 3 days ago, which if you add it up from the time I put them on, which was when I left Grand Marais, I think that's about 3 weeks on that one pair. And I felt like I didn't need to change them. I just changed them for something to do.
I think I seen those underwear get up and walk back down Cape Artisti.
They might have. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Shit. Whoa.
Careful. As if I need to say that, huh?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Be careful. Right. Oh, sure. Forgot about that one.
You didn't read the manual, apparently.
Instruction number 1. Don't go to the Arctic Ocean in the summertime. Okay.
Great. It's day 39.
40.
Excuse me. Day 40.
He fucking told you.
He just told me. But you know what? I don't care. Because we just skied through the shittiest bunch of pack ice I've ever seen, followed by a nice stretch, and of course tomorrow we'll get some more shitty stuff because we had some nice stuff. But tired, I'm hungry, had to sneak a Cliff Bar today, how embarrassing. And I'm sore. I don't know how the hell I'm going to sleep tonight, I'm so sore. And I don't want to talk to you now.
Perfect. There's cracks, there's fractures, there's slabbed ice, there's slabs of pressure, there's pressure ridges, there's big pressure ridges, there's ice chunks, ice chips, ice shards, icebergs, ice pieces, snow, snow drift, sugar snow, soft snow, hard snow. That's about it.
I'm exhausted. We've been traveling for just over 4 hours now, and I can feel every aching bone in my body.
What hurts the most right now?
I can't tell. That's a toss-up. Let's see, is it the small of my back or my hip? Or is it the calcium deposit pushing through the top of my foot? You know, I'm not real sure.
Any one of those things it could be. He's making me cry. He's not usually this funny. He's not. Really? Believe me, I know. The guy's not funny, and he's cracking me up. I don't know if I guess I said I had the tiny dancer neck. I can't even believe how sick. I mean, he wears these long underwear shirts. He looks like a little kid. Have you been shopping in the boys department again? The guy's tiny. So tiny.
I don't know how much I've lost. It's a pile. I haven't been this skinny since I starved to death in Bush Range.
I mean, there's nothing to it.
I don't even know how this thing can pull a boat.
I told Lonnie today. I said up there. It looks like the only thing that's moving you forward is your sheer will and sinew.
Your mind's always playing with you, always trying to come up for reasons to quit. And you gotta know those signals in order to get around that. Yes, I'm miserable and cold and all this stuff, but am I gonna die? That's usually the question. If I'm not gonna die, stay put. That's how I figure whether I'm gonna go or not. Yeah, no one wants to die out there, so you gotta know when that is.
I'm just too damn tired. I almost gave in today. I did. I was this close to saying let's camp early. And I looked down at my skis. it just says, I got some words on my skis. And it says, begin with one step. And that's all I thought, just one step. And then worry about the next one. Oh, shit. Part of this is really easy, actually. And part of it is really, really hard. This is the part that's hard. When I think of the easy parts, I'll let you know, but I can't list them off the top of my head right now. So, we got into camp, and it's like the day never even existed. Sure, I'm sore, but the tent is the great democratizer. Everything's equal in the tent. It's just that hardship seems like a lifetime away. But we gotta go. We gotta go do the same thing tomorrow. Shit. All right. Just like a teeter-totter.
How deep is it there?
14,000 feet.
Eric and I, in 2005, made our first attempt to try to get to the North Pole in the summer. That expedition, I think, even though we failed, brought more attention to climate change than our successful summer expedition in 2006. And I think partly was because of all the open water that surrounded us at the end of that expedition. At the time, it was the biggest reseed of sea ice in a given year.
Yeah, look at this. We're maybe 75 miles from the North Pole, and look at all this water.
Here, we'll do a little spin around. You can see. Can you believe it?
There, we just did a 360.
Instantly, I just kind of seized up in my sleeping bag. Not because I was scared, because I was just trying to make sure I was hearing what I was hearing. So I, stopped breathing. I tensed my muscles so I wasn't rubbing up against the sleeping bag. And sure enough, I was like, there is something out there. So I grabbed my bear banger flare. And at that point, I didn't know if I should just stick my head out of the tent and look to see if there was a bear or something out there. But I thought, well, if the bear is right there, it could, take its paw and whack me upside the head and break my neck. Or should I just stick my hand out and shoot a flare? But I thought if the flare exploded behind the bear and it came crashing towards the tent, that could be equally as bad. So went out and checked the tracks, and it had come from downwind up our ski trail and then circled around our tent, and about 5 feet from the back of the tent, which is where Lonnie's head is. And the only thing separating Lonnie's head and that bear were 2 skis leaning up against his canoe and a thin wall of nylon.
This is where Eric bolts up. Looks kind of looking at the tent wall. I don't know why he was looking at the tent wall. And I thought, I was wondering, what's he doing? Is he trying to scare me or something? And then he unzips the thing, throws his head out, and says, bear. And I says, no, it can't be. A mile from the North Pole? A bear! And he grabs a flare and shoots it off, and I figure he could still be messing with me.
That'd be a pretty good joke.
I looked down his eyes.
Big as saucers.
A bear! I thought, a bear! from the North Pole, and we got a catamaran across this lead. We've actually found lots of open water like this on our way to the pole. And it's getting to be a nuisance.
Pray that all your dreams are true, that you can chase what calls to you, simple as can be.
You can see that 89, 59, 59.
Is that what it is right there?
Yep. 0.6.
Look at this. I couldn't have possibly imagined at the start what kind of things I would go through personally and how I would change as a person. It seems so long ago. 67 days. This experience will leave me forever changed.
What I'm trying to accomplish is the first solo winter ascent of Denali in the month of January. Trying to climb Denali in the winter is extremely difficult because of the cold and the wind, but also the darkness. In the beginning part of January, there's only about 5.5 hours of usable light. That's why it hasn't been done in the month of January, and that's why I'm doing that trip, because I'm just testing my 25 years of experience running around the Arctic and using those skills that I've learned then and applying them to Denali. That's a personal challenge for myself.
All right. Well, you got your permit?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks so much. Yeah, thank you so much.
I got that little knot in my stomach that I do with every trip, and it's always a little bittersweet leaving people you really care about. Yeah, I'm excited. Just always good to be a little bit apprehensive because that kind of stuff keeps you safe. And I'm looking forward to it. I might have to drop those markers before. guess we'll see you in a few weeks. If there's a heaven, this is it. I think people are looking for heaven in their life or their afterlife, and here it is in our own backyard. Today was a little bittersweet because it was the first time when the plane actually left that I really felt alone, and seeing my friends fly away. Normally I don't get that empty, lonely feeling, but today I did. Mm. It's 7:50 in the morning, January 11th. I had some wild dreams last night. I thought I was being buried alive, which goes figures, considering where I'm at. Drinking some wine next to a fire. A little transistor radio here, so keep me posted on what's happening here.
Travel business. American Express.
All right, it's time to leave the snow cave. I'll give you an idea of where I am on the mountain here. I'm just gonna cut my way out. Look at the view, huh? It's a beautiful day in Alaska. Cold as shit up here, but just trying to get my breath here. Every step I take 2 breaths. But I don't have any signs of altitude sickness, no headaches, no nothing yet. So it's because I've been single carrying everything. That means I just taking everything with me and going slow and taking my time. Well, I just rounded Windy Corner. That was a huge goal for me because it's kind of a technical rounding a headland there because it's steep and icy, but not to mention the wind chill's about -65. The only thing that really kept me going today was, for the first time in 3 days, I'm in the sun again, and that kept me motivated. It's 14.2, and that's Denali there. My only wish for right now is to get in a snow cave again and get warm.
Climbing Denali in the middle of winter in January, solo. You have to be okay with the thought of dying in order to be able to calm yourself enough to hyper focus on your footing and your handwork. And I built my snow cave at 11,200 feet. About maybe 100 yards away from me are, I believe, 4 or 5 Japanese fellows that triggered an avalanche up a little higher, and the avalanche drug them down into a crevice. And all the climbers ended up in the crevice, and then the avalanche came behind them and buried them and sealed them in there. There was one survivor. But sleeping next to those folks on the mountain it just made you want to really pay respects to them. And it also brings reality home too, that be careful today, things can happen. And these were skilled mountaineers, so it's just right in your face reminder of being careful, and being careful is what keeps you alive. Right here is where I store everything. I sleep back here, my legs go in there, my body's out here. My little stove there. This is where I put all my food, boots, miscellaneous. And inside my jacket, I'm charging electronics, keeping them warm. My sat phone, my MTA phone, and my iPod. There you go. So I'm waiting for the visibility to improve so I can go up to 17,000 feet from here. It's been a supreme effort and test of patience, as you can imagine, being stuck in a cave like this. And so I keep trying to come up with new things to do each day, and thoroughly went through my journal. The next day I went through all the music in my iPod, modified my boots. And the next day I put mitten harnesses on my mittens. And today I got a book on tape I think I'm gonna dig into, get the snow removed from the door so I don't get stuck in here. But on the bright side, it's better to be stuck here at 14 for 5-6 days, however many it's been, than to be stuck at 17. Because if I was stuck at 17, it'd be the same scenario I had last year. You can only endure so long up at 17, and then you have to come down. It's been snowing like this for 2 days, and we've gotten over 8 feet of snow. I think it's day 7 in this cave, and you can see how icy the walls are here. We've been living in this thing for a week, waiting for the weather to get better. And it hasn't gotten any better. It's gotten worse. But I'm getting a little worried about the trip. It's haven't had any chance of going above 14 too. This weather's just been nuts. I don't know how many more days I can do this. Well, I really don't have any choice. I can't go up and I can't go down. On the hear that gust? Oh, that was like an 80-mile-an-hour gust there. The bright side is I got about 7 days of fuel and food here. I mean, I could literally sit out another 7 days. I can't believe it. It would be really trying
on my patience. But so anyways, I'm kind of in a dilemma here. Oh, it looks like it's been blowing a little. Okay, let's see the big, beautiful, wide world. Looks like a nice day. It is beautiful. There's my house. What a beautiful day. There's Denali. I'm at 17,200 feet. You can kind of see where I'm at here. You can look down there. There's Mount Foraker, 17,000 feet. Hello, it's January 22nd. I've been stuck here at 17,200 feet for the past 3 days. So I'm pretty well acclimatized now. I don't have headaches anymore. Waiting for the wind to die. Hopefully tomorrow there'll be a small window. I just need 12 hours to be able to make it up there and back. And then I need a window of fairly calm weather of a few hours at least. Maybe like 6 hours to get down the critical parts of the West Buttress. Here's a West Buttress Ridge. I don't know, must be 8 o'clock in the morning. Anyways, it's been a rough couple of days at 17. I don't know if you can see me, but anyways, been a rough couple of days at 17. I'm at excuse me, I got some liquid in my lungs. I'm heading back down to 14, but anyways, that's it. I'm at 11-2 camp. I came all the way from the bottom of the fixed lines at 15,200 feet to 11,200 feet. I am beat. That was one scary trip. I did Squirrel Hill all in the dark, and I had gusts of 80 miles an hour trying to blow me off my feet. I'm officially retiring from go figure, from polar expeditions and mountain climbing after this. I gave it my best. I spent 7 days in a cave waiting for weather at 14, and I heard that there's just another week of low pressure coming in. Altitude cough.
So I'm going to retire and I'm going to devote my time to family and friends who've taken a back seat to all my expeditions for the last 25 years, and so now it's about time I put this stuff aside. Well, it's the end of the Denali trip. Here comes my plane. What a trip. But look at how beautiful it is here. Kind of bittersweet.
Okay, how are you?
Doing real good. Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Gravity. Here I breathe. You and me.
As long as you love me so, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
The wind keeps turning my sled over though. I get gusts of about 50, 55 miles an hour. It's January 11th. It's 2 o'clock. I'm at the top of Denali. Oh my.
I look back on my life and I've done everything I've wanted to do. Of course, there's always a few regrets along the road, but as a whole, I've lived my life every minute.
The sun is of no constellation when guiding stars have lost their light. My heart has poured its foundation atop a Himalayan height. An unconquered summit has no name. The villagers call it a granite grave. Sometimes a death wish isn't in vain. When I make it back, they'll say I was brave. Guess it's a one-man expedition. Now that my Sherpa's left my side, do I have faith or just tradition? I hope my answer's not 3 times denied.